When the king of the Cavaliers, Kobe, was forced to leave the prestigious franchise for a struggling, rebuilding Lakers, could he maintain his absolute dominance that spanned over a decade? Following the career swap between Kobe and LeBron, the timeline has now reached the 2018-19 season. Last season, although Kobe led his team to defeat the 2018 reigning Warriors and secured the Cavaliers' 8th championship trophy, compared to the other protagonist in our story, James, who tenaciously defended Los Angeles and battled fiercely in the Western Conference's grueling environment. Kobe undeniably benefited from over 10 years of Eastern Conference advantage and the support of overly strong teammates, which contributed to his continued league dominance. Unexpectedly, due to basketball-related interventions within the league, the 33-year-old Kobe and 40-year-old James miraculously reunited to become teammates on the Lakers. Unfortunately, both players were already on the decline at this point. Kobe, heavily worn down over recent years, was still at the tail end of his peak, but saw his overall rating sharply drop from 99 to just 97, while James was further hampered by a poorly structured roster and disappointing team results, resulting in an overall rating of only 82. Fortunately, thanks to James's selfless, diligent, and uncomplaining contributions, the Lakers have actually secured a promising future. His team-first spirit helped accumulate a substantial pool of high-quality, high-potential rookies such as Kuzma, Ingram, Ball, Caruso, Zubac, and Hart, each regarded as top-tier pieces for future championship contention. Additionally, with the acquisition of ready-to-play veterans like Rondo, McGee, Caldwell Pope, Bradley, Stevenson, Smith, and Dudley, the Lakers' overall strength remains a formidable force not to be underestimated. Regrettably, the Lakers suffered a very poor start to the season, losing their first 3 games consecutively. This was followed by a slew of injuries, causing the team's performance to stay lukewarm throughout. By the end of the regular season, the aging James sustained a right hip strain that ruled him out of the playoff opener entirely. Even Kobe, a perennial All-NBA first team and first defensive team selection, lost media favor due to the drastic decline in team performance. Consequently, he not only missed out on MVP candidacy, but was also limited to third team and only 1 defensive team selection. This series of setbacks inevitably diminished optimism about the Lakers' season prospects. In fact, the Lakers' playoff journey was far from easy. In the first round against the Kings, the Lakers suffered a severe blow as both Kuzma and Rondo were injured simultaneously, causing a significant decline in the team's offensive and defensive capabilities. This led to the Lakers being dragged into a do-or-die Game 7 by the Kings. Kobe was forced to once again transform into his Kobe form. Starting from Game 3, he delivered all-around superstar performances of 34 plus 5 plus 6, 40 plus 11 plus 2, 35 plus 6 plus 9, 38 plus 12 plus 3, and 32 plus 9 plus 10, barely carrying the team into the next round. However, even after advancing to the second round, the Lakers were not favored to win, as their opponents were the Houston Rockets, who possessed an extremely strong backcourt duo. Both Paul and Harden were standout superstars on their own, with Harden having just been awarded the regular season MVP. Another fierce battle seemed inevitable. The Western Conference was truly chaotic, and the Lakers had already encountered finals-caliber competition in the second round. To avoid falling into a passive predicament like in the first round, Kobe immediately unleashed his full offensive firepower from the opening whistle of Game 1. His formidable individual skills forced the Rockets to continuously adjust their defensive strategies, and the Rockets players instantly experienced the aura and terrifying prowess of one of basketball's all-time greats. Most impressively, Kobe displayed an extraordinarily tenacious defensive will. Since 2016, the league's top defenders have generally shied away from guarding Harden, but Kobe embraced the challenge. Time and again, he relentlessly pursued and pressured Harden with aggressive chasing and trapping. Of course, Harden was no pushover. He contested Kobe head-on both ends of the court. Although Harden could have let Paul guard Kobe and switched onto Caruso, whose offensive playstyle is relatively one-dimensional, he was mentally unprepared for such a fierce defensive onslaught from his idol. Consequently, the Rockets not only stumbled out of the gate, but also lost the crucial home court advantage. In Game 2, the Lakers welcomed back a fully healthy Rondo, and James, who had already come off the bench in Game 1 out of dedication to the team, also returned. The fully assembled Lakers made their official debut. However, having been out of action for a while, James's shooting rhythm was off, and his defense appeared ineffective, leading to frequent offensive stagnation and a rushed, unbalanced defensive effort. Coupled with the hot shooting of Shumpert and Ariza, the Lakers had no choice but to swallow a disappointing defeat. Of course, achieving a 1-1 series tie was already very favorable, especially since the next 2 games were scheduled at the Lakers' home court, the games they were determined to win. In this arena, Kobe always seemed to deliver special performances, as if he shared a profound, almost mystical connection with the venue. Coupled with James's resurgence in form, the Lakers secured the victory within just 3 quarters. Ultimately, James, along with a group of young bench players, comfortably and joyfully claimed both the win and impressive statistics. However, the 1-2 deficit truly put the Western Conference's top-seeded Rockets under pressure. Harden had no intention of winning the MVP trophy, only to be eliminated prematurely. Yet, nobody anticipated that Ariza would become the X factor in Game 4. Posting 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, his performance was far beyond that of a typical role player. Even superstars like Harden and Kobe paled in comparison. This left James, who was tasked with guarding Ariza, in an extremely awkward defensive position. Following that game, Ariza appeared to have unlocked a new level of play. As soon as the pivotal Game 5 tipped off, he opened the scoring for the Rockets with a buzzer-beating shot over James. Kobe neither relied on pick-and-roll screens nor pass protection and was capable of forcibly taking over the offense. Additionally, Lakers head coach Walton's relatively meticulous tactical arrangements in the first quarter often allowed the team to seize brief early momentum. However, whenever the game demanded adaptive coaching adjustments, the Lakers' lineup management repeatedly left much to be desired. Ariza's relentless off-ball movement nearly cost James dearly, while his three-point shooting, making 7 of 13 attempts, virtually pierced through the Lakers' perimeter defense. Unsurprisingly, after this relentless onslaught, the Lakers once again found themselves at a disadvantage. Whether Kobe missed the versatile teammates who could contribute both offensively and defensively remains uncertain. But if the Lakers continued with such a lax approach, their playoff campaign would very likely end prematurely on their own court. Kobe, unwilling to accept such a humiliating defeat, led by example from the outset of Game 6. Defensively, he locked onto Harden with tenacious, almost adhesive man-to-man coverage, and offensively, he frequently went one-on-one against Harden. While he could not completely shut down his opponent, his strategy of capturing the king set the tone for both offense and defense. Pressed by the looming risk of elimination, the rest of the Lakers swiftly matched his intensity with high-pressure defense. As a result, Harden's shooting cooled significantly, and the Rockets' perimeter shooters collectively lost their accuracy, though the Lakers ultimately secured only a narrow 8-point victory. They truly dominated the Rockets throughout the entire game, allowing even the bench players at the end of the roster for the Lakers to get playing time in this match. More importantly, besides Kobe, a natural winner, the Lakers' young players began to believe that they genuinely had a chance to transform from underdogs to champions. In the decisive Game 7, Paul's unexpected injury presented them with a providential opportunity. Although no one wanted such a situation, the Lakers, with their numerous young players, inevitably became nervous facing such a tough battle. The Rockets launched an aggressive comeback, quickly narrowing the 10-point lead to just 1 point. The question now is whether the Lakers can withstand the Rockets' furious rally and return to the Western Conference Finals after more than a decade. Let us wait and see together.
Passes to McGee. Fires over Tucker. Great jumper from McGee. The Rockets are definitely at a size disadvantage here. Tucker's having a tough time guarding McGee in that spot. Harden on the perimeter. Shot clock down to 6. Ariza catches. Got it. Ariza's stepped up his game big time in the second half. James on the perimeter. McGee sets the screen. James feeds it straight into the paint. McGee with the putback, using his athleticism to score on back-to-back possessions. This Lakers lineup really has a massive edge, creating serious matchup problems for the Rockets on both ends. Harden on the wing, Kobe shadowing him. Capela catches in the paint. No angle to shoot. Kicks it out to Ariza. Pulls up right over James. Ariza drains it. The man's got such a deep bag on offense. Kobe with the ball on the wing. Everybody else clears out. Kobe turns and fades. Capela pulls down the board. Harden did a fantastic job on Kobe just now. And now it's Kobe's turn to lock up Harden. Harden dishes to Shumpert. Great bucket by Shumpert. The chemistry between him and Harden is unreal. Kobe from deep. Bang! What a timely three from Kobe. Truly one of the elite clutch killers in the game. Harden on the perimeter, taking Kobe one-on-one. Drives for the layup. Got it. Pure muscle from Harden on that drive. That's what a true primary engine looks like. Taking the tough shots and hitting back-to-back responses. Kobe forces up the mid-range. Swishes it home. Nothing but net. Used a dirty chain of hesitations to completely freeze the Rockets' defense. Unbelievable stuff. Now Harden with the ball. Blanketed by defense. Rejected. Rockets miss their chance to tie it up right there. Kobe calls for it in the post, looking for the alley-oop. Stolen by Shumpert. Tucker receives. Fouled right as he goes up for the layup. Ref sees the contact, sending him to the line for two. That's the right play on defense. If you can't get the clean block, put him on the stripe. Stops the easy layup and rattles their composure at the same time. Misses the second one. What a real shame. They let the chance to tie it slip right away. Kobe from way downtown misses. We are in absolute hand-to-hand combat now. A single mistake could flush an entire series worth of effort down the drain. Shumpert misses the finish. Lakers on the full court surge. Ball to Kobe. Block. On the perimeter, Shumpert swings it over to Harden. Kobe's defense is locked tight, giving Harden zero breathing room. Swings it outside to Ariza. Shot clock down to 6. Capela catches inside. Capela kicks it back out to Harden. No good. But Capela fights for the offensive board. Denied at the rim. Game over. What an absolute thriller.
In the final minute of the game, time felt both fleeting and unbearably long. The Lakers and Rockets engaged in suffocating, physical defense to the extent that neither coach even called a timeout. Undoubtedly, both teams, fighting with everything they had, deserved to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Harden battled for a full 48 minutes, and Paul pushed himself to the brink of season-ending injury. Unfortunately, the Lakers edged out the Rockets by just 1 point, proving to be the superior team. This game deepened the Lakers' young players' understanding of how hard-earned victory is and the critical importance of defense. They must avoid defensive lapses marked by ineffective posturing or reckless aggression that ultimately harms their own team. Against championship-caliber teams like the Warriors, such mistakes could be catastrophic. The Lakers placed immense emphasis on facing the Warriors, fully aware of their opponent's strength, as Kobe understood well. However, the Warriors appeared somewhat dismissive of the Lakers. Green, in particular, made bold and arrogant remarks in an interview, claiming that in the Wild West, an aging and slowed Kobe, now without a roster of star teammates, would be no match for the Warriors. Without his knowledge, those dismissive remarks deeply fueled Kobe, who came out guns blazing right from the opening tip-off to directly counter Green's claim that Thompson would lock him down. Thompson, who idolizes Kobe, unfortunately became the unintended target of Kobe's fury. The result was Kobe exploding for a dominant stat line of 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists in just 27 minutes, while Thompson managed only 6 made shots on 16 attempts. Durant, Curry, and Thompson combined for a total of 77 points, but to no avail, and Green became a laughingstock among Lakers fans. Despite this, the Lakers' indignation was far from quelled. In Game 2, they once again stormed the Oracle Arena. Although the Warriors mounted a furious comeback in the fourth quarter, the Lakers still led by 3 points with just over a minute remaining. Who would ultimately prevail? Let's continue to watch and find out.
LeBron on the perimeter. Launches the 3, misses again. LeBron still hasn't found his touch. Warriors ball, trailing the Lakers by 3. Curry with the ball outside. Passes inside, stolen by McGee. Lakers on the break. Kuzma catches inside. 2-handed power dunk. What a fluid counterattack. Kobe's entry passing has always been elite in this league. Lakers wasted 0 time on that break, extending their lead to 5. Cousins with a brutal 2-handed slam, and he draws the and 1. That is 5 fouls on McGee tonight. A convert here cuts the deficit down to just 2. Free throw is good, but the Lakers are looking to burn as much clock as possible now. James dishes to McGee inside. He misses that. Unbelievable drop. Shouldn't have missed that one. Lakers aren't out of the woods yet. Still vulnerable to a Warriors buzzer beater. Cousins catches. Whoa, misses the shot. Warriors forced to foul now. They need another foul. Not quite in the penalty yet. Warriors in a tough spot. Praying for a missed free throw or 2 from the Lakers. First free throw misses. Rondo at the line always leaves you holding your breath. Second free throw misses too. A massive chance to seal it. Lakers could have put this game to bed right there. Kerr calls a timeout. They can go for a 3 to win it outright or take a 2 to tie it up. These final 9.8 seconds are completely wide open. Neither side can afford a single slip up. On the perimeter, Durant attacks the paint. Got it. Tied game. What a massive bucket. Durant proving once again why they call him the Slim Reaper. The Lakers still have 2 seconds left on the clock. A game-winning shot is still very much on the table. Will it be him? Let's see. Kobe shakes off Thompson. Deep three launched. Bang off the glass and in. What an absolute masterpiece of a game. What a thrilling ride from start to finish. Kobe proves once again why he is the undisputed legend of legends.
With Kobe's deadly game-winning shot, the Warriors unexpectedly lost 2 consecutive home games. The once formidable 5-star Warriors were beaten so embarrassingly that their reputation was utterly shattered. They deeply realized the terrifying leadership ability Kobe possessed. Therefore, their top priority in Game 3 was to completely shut down Kobe. Only by achieving this could they avoid becoming a laughingstock. But how easy is it to contain Kobe? For more than a decade, no team in the entire league has managed to do so. Even the well-balanced Warriors were powerless against him during the previous 2 seasons. Unfortunately, the Lakers failed to seize the momentum and secure a decisive victory, especially with an aging James who struggled both offensively and defensively. When Kobe defended Thompson, Durant would exploit James in isolation. When Kobe switched to Durant, Thompson would shake off James off ball and explode for points. Meanwhile, Walton insisted on continuing to rely on the more experienced James. Since he couldn't stop them defensively, the Lakers had no choice but to compensate through offense. Starting from Game 4, Kobe aggressively took control of the Lakers' offense. Using fierce personal drives, he repeatedly transformed the Lakers' losing position into a viable contest. When tactics failed, he always managed to break through, leaving the Warriors helpless as the deficit widened continuously. With just over 4 minutes remaining, the Lakers had expanded their lead to as much as 13 points. But unexpectedly, Durant suddenly erupted. Like possessed by the Grim Reaper, he wildly swung his scythe to harvest the game. On 3 consecutive possessions, he made layups, and as the Lakers committed successive turnovers, the Warriors rapidly closed the gap. When Curry then used a nimble layup to break through the double-team defense of Kobe and James, the Warriors had trimmed the deficit to only 5 points. However, the Lakers soon descended into chaotic play. After Kuzma and James missed consecutive shots, the Warriors delivered another critical strike, reducing the margin to a mere 3 points.
LeBron with the ball. Blocked, but he fights and gets the rebound right back. LeBron continues to isolate on Durant. The shot misses again. James is really showing his age a bit. Had he been a few years younger, that would have been an easy finish. Now Curry with the ball facing Rondo. It's defense. Got it. That bucket cuts the deficit down to just 1. Huge defensive breakdown there by the Lakers. Now James with the ball. Passes to Kobe. Kuzma catches. Swings it back to Kobe. Bang. When it matters most, you got to rely on Kobe. The Lakers' offense was looking way too chaotic in those previous possessions. Timeout called by the Warriors. There is still enough time on the clock. If there is an opening inside, go for a quick 2 first. No need to rush into a 3 right away. Curry over to Durant on the perimeter. Pulls up right over James. Swishes it home. What a beautiful shot, down to a 1-point game now. James' S defense just could keep up with Durant. S shooting rhythm. Luckily for the Lakers, they still hold the lead. Now it's time to test their free throw shooting. Once again, Durant intentionally fouls to send James to the line. Hits the first free throw, making it a 2-point lead. And knocks them both down. That second free throw was absolutely huge. The Warriors' only option now is to go for a 3. Warriors call a timeout. Here's Curry. Dishes to Green. Pulls up for 3. Bang! He drains it. What an incredible 3-pointer. Walton calls a timeout.
As Big Mouth Green tied the game with an unexpected, clutch 3-pointer, the pressure naturally shifted onto the Lakers, more precisely onto Kobe. When it truly mattered who bore the responsibility for a loss, only Kobe would resolutely take the shot, even if doing so invited criticism and ridicule from his detractors. After Kobe's game-winning attempt rimmed out, Durant once again transformed into a formidable harbinger of doom. His scythe-like presence was lethal on offense, delivering precise, deadly blows, while his defensive coverage was so tight it left no gaps. This forced the Lakers to remain constantly vigilant and cautious on all fronts.
On the perimeter, Kobe. What a play! but that shot was just absurdly tough. For a veteran, taking this kind of beating is painful to watch. Durant shakes off James, fires, misses. Lakers regain possession. Rondo with a bounce pass to McGee, stolen by Cousins. Curry gets the ball, now matched up against Kobe. Shadowed tightly. Forces it to the rim and misses. Lakers ball now. James pulls up for three off target. Green grabs the rebound. James is completely off his game right now, missing his touch entirely. Durant blows past James, racks up a violent one-handed slam. Back-to-back stops and scores, and the Warriors extend their lead. James at the top of the key, clearly unhappy with his performance, launches another three. McGee secures the board. Thompson's defense is super aggressive. Both sides fighting for the ball, but neither claims full possession. We're going to a jump ball. Ball to James. Shot clock down to 6. Bad angle for James. Dishes to Kobe, shoots, misses. That pass from James was just way too reckless, giving his teammates zero time to adjust. And now they're caught totally off guard by the fast break. First free throw is good. Lead up to 4 now. Hits them both. Warriors stretching it to a 2-possession game. Lakers in deep, deep trouble now. Kobe catches, guarded by Thompson, forces up the shot, misses again. That might just be the nail in the coffin.
After Kobe missed the three-pointer, the Warriors completely seized control of the game. And the following contest lost all suspense as they repeatedly converted their free throws with flawless precision. Kobe's stat line of 46 plus 7 plus 7 ended up as empty numbers, while the Warriors' 5 All-Stars played with relentless intensity. The Warriors, with their hot shooting, seemed unstoppable and easily dominated the Lakers in this crucial battle. From the opening tip-off to the final buzzer, they maintained absolute dominance throughout. The overwhelming pressure from the star-studded Warriors left even Kobe powerless. Although he effectively locked down Thompson, a loss is still a loss, and honorable defeat is not in Kobe's nature. The Lakers' immediate priority was to hold their home court and force a return to Golden State. With no room to fall back, Kobe once again took over the game in Game 6. He unleashed nearly all his skills, hitting threes and pull-up jumpers. In his pursuit of victory, the seasoned veteran gave his all on both ends of the floor, even executing a rare alley-oop dunk. He consistently scored with various post moves from different angles. Most impressively, despite spending the entire season as a shooting guard, he resolutely positioned himself in front of the soaring Durant. This time, he was determined not to let victory slip away again.
On the perimeter, Curry moves to the right wing. Thompson fires the three. Bang! It's in. Assisted by Curry. They took way fewer three-pointers in the first half compared to the second half. Clearly trying to use the long ball to shrink the deficit. Ball to James. Kobe catches, launches the three. What a tough finish. He helps the Lakers widen the lead once again. Curry with the ball now. Step back behind the arc, pulls up for three, misses, but Cousins fights for the offensive board. Attacks the rim and draws the foul on McGee, heading to the line for 2. Hits the first free throw, misses the second, goes 1 for 2. Kobe drives inside. Takes flight, Kobe with the monster slam. In crunch time, Kobe plays with pure muscle. The competitive hunger is just off the charts. Thompson on the left wing, over to Durant, locked up by Kobe. Shot clock down to 5. Durant forces up the shot, misses. Great physical defense from Kobe. James with the ball on the perimeter, shakes off Durant. Whistle blows, play stop looks like a blocking foul. McGee gets whistled for a moving screen. His feet were moving while setting the pick, plus he leaned his shoulder into the defender. Curry penetrates into the paint. Beautiful bank shot off the glass and in. In the blink of an eye, Curry explodes to the rim. Too fast. Kuzma passes to Kobe, stolen by Thompson. Their biggest enemy right now is the clock. They are racing against time. LeBron blocks Durant. Great. McGee catches inside, finishes with a violent, rim-rattling dunk.
With McGee's thunderous dunk, the Lakers finally secured their victory. In the subsequent gameplay, the Warriors repeatedly attempted to mount a comeback, but to no avail. Of course, this win wasn't a one-man show by Kobe alone. Ingram, Kuzma, James, and every single member of the Lakers poured their hearts out, proving beyond a doubt that the so-called Super Warriors aren't invincible. Consequently, the Lakers still hold bright prospects as they head into a winner-take-all Game 7. Unfortunately, as the do-or-die Game 7 approaches, time and injuries have played a cruel joke on the Lakers. Kobe's right knee injury, which had troubled him frequently before, resurfaced untimely, even causing concern for the usually carefree Stevenson. However, Kobe is no stranger to playing through injury. With tenacious willpower, he aggressively shut down Durant at the start and energized the Lakers with a coast-to-coast powerful dunk. In the ensuing offense, Kobe scored over Durant and Thompson with fierce drives, displaying blazing form in his individual attacks. Yet even a great like Kobe is only human. Despite not being injured at times, his speed no longer matches his prime, rendering him powerless against the sharpshooting duels between Curry and Durant. With just over 3 minutes left in the game, the Lakers exerted tremendous effort merely to maintain their lead. Can they overturn the Warriors and advance out of the Western Conference? We will wait and see.
Lakers on the fast break. James catches. Kuzma missed the ideal passing window, leaving James with very little room to operate. Now Cousins with the ball. Dishes to Curry. Curry buries an insanely tough three-pointer. His stroke is pure sniper material, downright impossible to defend. Kobe's injury is really hampering his drive. Forces up a three from deep, misses. Looks like Kobe is furious with the deficit, going into pure desperation mode. Now, let's see if he can rediscover his groove. On the perimeter, Curry pulls up for three. Misses. Kuzma grabs the rebound. Lakers push the counterattack. Rondo feeds it to Kobe. Kobe floater rejected. Kobe's injury is taking a massive toll on his offensive execution. Curry kicks it back to Thompson. Shoots. Bang! Warriors keep stretching the lead. Now up by 11 over the Lakers. Lakers need to wake up and respond right now. Rondo shakes off Curry, driving for the layup. Denied hard by Green. Wonder if Rondo can knock these down at the line. Kobe's injury has the Lakers in a tight corner, leaving them with almost no dependable scoring options. Misses the first. Los Angeles calls a timeout. Thompson has been absolute dynamite tonight, raining down total hellfire from the outside. Lakers have to lock him down. Can T afford to let him keep cooking? Second free throw is good, trimming the lead back to single digits. From here on out, Lakers must find a way to get stops on the Warriors. Thompson with the ball now. Cousins catches inside and converts. Warriors look completely unstoppable right now. Lakers in serious danger. James catches behind the arc. McGee sets the screen. James launches the three. Green secures the board. His shooting percentage is down, and part of the reason is he keeps forcing shots through tight defense. He has got to move the ball. Durant catches at the top of the key, pulls up for three. Bang! Absolute dagger! What a great run to put this game completely out of reach!
With Durant's three-pointer sealing the game's outcome, the result was finalized. For the first time in 13 years, Kobe became a spectator in the finals. However, neither Kobe nor the Lakers accepted defeat. Much like James once did, they firmly believed that their fate was determined by themselves, not by chance. Yet James seemed to have lost the toughness of his youth. Watching the Warriors' young players celebrate their grand championship parade with high spirits, a despondent James surprisingly felt inclined to retire. He announced shocking news on social media, stating that he was uncertain about returning for the 2019-20 season and was seriously considering retirement. So, will the double leading stars still share the stage in the future, and will next season mark James's farewell tour? Brothers, to know what happens next, stay tuned for the continuation.